Hey, I didn't hear any of the intro.
It's okay.
There you are.
It played.
I lost y'all.
Okay.
Oh, it
Can y'all
didn't.
hear me?
We
I
can't
know.
now.
Whatever. We're good. I was muted. We'll do it in
So-
post.
Okay.
It's not like
What's
we've
up?
ever done this before.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
I haven't ever muted myself through StreamYard. That's what I kind of fucked up. And
How we
technically,
doing, gentlemen?
I've not recorded from this spot before, so I'm great. I am great.
Hey, Dylan, what is that tree you rated and said it's perfect? That is the most obscure. What am I missing here?
It looks like it's 7 trees put together. I'm not sure what's going on there. If not, it's the chodiest Christmas tree I've ever seen in my entire life.
Dude,
if it is just one tree,
Chode is the word. I think that's a good way of putting it.
I mean,
how y'all
it
doing?
is quite literally. It's wider than it is tall. What's up, Dave?
It's all head.
Yes.
It's just all. It's just all tip. Hey, KJ,
Didn't
did you have
song Possum Kingdom?
No, that's the Toadies, not the Chodies. But that's the Chodies should be like the cover band name. Hey, KJ, y'all had a Chick-fil-A at your high school?
Not an actual place, but we had that middle of the mall shit, like those roll-up carts. We had like a Pizza Hut one where it was just breadsticks and then a slice of pepperoni or cheese. And then you could do a Chick-fil-A sandwich with or without pickle, and that was it. And fries. They had the option of that. And then Subway would drop off like a bunch of random sandwiches and then like Otis Spunkmeyer. But I couldn't tell you how any of that tasted unless it was like a weird game day type thing. Because like all cool kids, I was out, I don't know, off campus smashing or something. Who knows?
Smashing, he says. He was in the smush room.
No, I'm not in a high school science lab. T-Bone Pickens. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
They did
I'm
out of cabinets.
away from my usual spot because the bar stools that I usually sit in, I sold them because I moved tomorrow. My house is basically empty. So,
Dylan, did y'all have a Chick-fil-A at your high school?
no, that sounds phenomenal. There was one at Texas State, and I thought it was the coolest thing that I went to school where there was a Chick-fil-A, but absolutely not.
KJ, so I guess I have to ask the question that everybody's just champing at the bit to hear. Do you think you're better than us?
I know it for a fact.
Sheesh.
That guy on Twitter, friend of the pods, is just so casually like, yeah, we had Chick-fil-A, and poor sweet Brett. Brett's like, Dave, did y'all have this at Duncanville? I'm like, buddy, we were lucky to have a baked potato line.
I would say though, you guys are quite a large school. Like you've got more students. You almost have as many students at Duncanville High School as there are undergrads at SMU. It's not that far off. Like Allen has as many students.
That's true. I think what really was the nail in the coffin for us potentially having a Chick-fil-A or any upscale, any fast food of anything in our cafeteria. First of all, it was when they banned Domino's in the lunchroom, and then second was after the third food fight my senior year when they locked all the people in like the baked potato line doors and stuff. They locked them, and everybody was trapped in the cafeteria, just getting hit with like milk cartons and stuff. And they're like, you know what, we can't give you guys any kind of any privileges in here. That's enough.
So y'all didn't have like full blown off campus lunch, right? Oh shit!
No, we did not.
We did for seniors only.
Outside. Let me let my dog back in.
Yeah, we had seniors did it, but you could still sneak off. Man, we had enchilada Thursdays at Anderson High School, and they were low key like really good enchiladas. It was kind of lit.
I said today on the Patreon that our best dish was meat and bean nachos, and I stand by that. But our baked potato line, you could really soup up a baked potato. Now, like they didn't have like chicken fajita meat or anything. It wasn't like Spud Ranch, Dylan. You remember Spud Ranch in San Marcos, an institution. But it was sufficient.
As we all know, you're a big baked potato guy. Is that where you fell in love with baked potatoes? Duncanville High School?
Yeah, man, it's kind of that's where it all started, man. And we kind of
Yeah.
split for a while there, but I'm back in on baked potatoes. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get into all the bullshit we came here to do. Unfortunately, there's a topic that's dominating the headlines. And that's one that a lot of us saw coming. Some of us were in denial about, and that is Jacksonville Jaguars have parted ways with one Urban Meyer. Reports that
KJ,
left the facility before last night's meetings and did not return.
KJ, you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were excited about this hire back when it happened. I didn't quite understand it, but I didn't want to rain on your parade. I'll just let you have it. Why? This dude's an absolute scumbag.
He's not a good person, but he's always a successful coach. I wouldn't want him to, like, I don't know, grind on my daughter at a bar or anything, but
Bar of his name.
a bar that he owns. But at the same time, like, he had spent much of his career building up what were otherwise, obviously Florida and Ohio State aside, not as successful programs. Thinking of Utah, thinking of Bowling Green, and where Florida was when he took over, into successful programs.
The big difference, though, college, obviously in college, there's no salary cap, there's no draft. You can recruit whoever the hell you want. You can stack the deck in your favor, and he was a hell of a recruiter in college. Of course, there was more to his, coaching repertoire than just, being a good recruiter. But you don't get that advantage in the NFL.
Yeah, I would say the other part of it too is you don't really answer to anybody in college. You kind of answer to the boosters, but you do whatever the hell you want. And you've got like moldable kids. The thing that's wild to me is that the Jags' last successful period wasn't that long ago, more recent than some other franchises who won't be named here because, I'll be above the line, as Urban would say. Back in 2017, 2016, when they were successful is when Tom Coughlin was like absolutely being the complete red ass behind the curtain while Doug Marrone was kind of running the head coaching duties. But all of the groundwork and framework of the organization was laid by Tom Coughlin of like completely, finding people for not coming to not training table to rehab appointments, just all kind of little knick-knack things that pissed people off. It drove off Jalen Ramsey. It drove off Leonard Fournette, so many different players that it drove away. And they turned around and hired a coach with the same mentality. Like, I probably should have realized that was going to fail miserably. But for some reason, I thought maybe Urban would come in with like some tiny little crumb morsel of like self-awareness, possibly humility, until he was successful. That wasn't the case.
Was this the worst coaching tenure in NFL history?
He won 2 games.
And if not, who's worse?
Dave Campo.
He didn't finish it one. He didn't finish a single season.
Oh,
okay,
man.
that's fair.
Not just the wins and losses. Everything that happened along the way as well.
Let's see.
While you're thinking of that, KJ, can I just point out that I don't think this is his fault. He didn't have the personnel. Like, he clearly didn't have enough extreme evangelicals and serial killers on his roster to succeed.
It's weird that the professional athlete that he kicked out of frustration. It's weird that didn't go over well.
He kicked the kicker. How funny is that?
The kicker.
You can't do that.
All of the one and done since '94, with one exception that I'm seeing, coached 16 games, and that would be Bobby Petrino. So Bobby Petrino that year won 3 games as well. So maybe this is worse. It might be the worst of all time. Loaded somebody.
Like they would be good friends.
Everybody on that team that Petrino coached, it was the Falcons, right? Everybody on that team hates him.
Yeah.
Like they despise the man.
I have a feeling that's going to be the same outcome with Urban Meyer. The absolute same outcome. Early I kept saying the only thing that was giving me hope was that we didn't hear any chatter about players like not backing the guy up or hating the guy. Turns out they were just being quiet about it because everybody fucking had a story with him. Daryl Bevel, who's absolute trash and was 0-16 for the Lions, is going to be the interim head coach. And he did his press conference today. And the reporter asked him, he's like, do you realize you have a chance to win more games than Meyer did this season because they have 4 left? And he just kind of shrugged it off, which I'm like, fuck off. Try to win a game. Better yet, try to win none and like give us the top 3 pick again. So who knows?
Last thing I'll say. Go ahead, Dylan. Sorry.
Real quick. Casey Smith of Barstool actually pointed out, I'm sure other people did too, but I saw it from her, that he won more national championships in college than he did games in the NFL.
That's a record that I guarantee will never be broken. Like it's impossible to be broken.
Hey, last thing I'll say on it. A lot of people have been calling me Bourbon Meyer just because I've been a ground floor bourbon guy. And going forward, I don't want to be called that anymore. I don't think it's appropriate. Just call me ground floor bourbon guy if you want. If you want to address it in any way.
GFBG.
It's not appropriate.
Noted.
GFBG.
Well, there were some other headlines that came out of the sports world yesterday. And one thing I had to look up right before we started this. I would like to break the news to both of you with Texas State ties that after the first signing day, there are 2. There's another in February or another period in February. Texas State has signed 0 high school players once again. They have 3 JUCO guys, JUCO transfers or signings in the first period. It could change in February, but I was like, please tell me one high schooler looked Coach Spav in the face and said, you know what? I'm in.
Dude, we are the worst program in the nation. And I don't think that's hyperbole. That's not hyperbole. We're terrible.
Do you know how many high school football players in Texas go on to play college football? And they couldn't get one. Not one.
Like
to just buy in. Like, okay.
There's not like a player that's could be convinced. Okay, you're telling me you're between Austin and San Antonio. Like you're in this beautiful area. I don't know what the hill country is, but I'm willing to see it. I'm looking at these videos of chicks in bikinis. Like you've got a river cutting through campus, largest growing metroplex or city in the nation. I'll come check it out. And not one of them said, you know what? Fuck it. You're telling me I'll start from yesterday onward? What? It blows my mind.
Jim Wacker Field just doesn't have the allure that it used to.
The days of Barrick Neely are no more.
Dude, Barrick Neely. Love Barrick Neely.
That dude was cold, man.
Him and Wasson, right? Didn't y'all have Wasson for a little bit? Chase Wasson?
Yeah. Forgot about Chase Wasson.
But obviously the big headline that drew a lot of people to bring their hoods out of their closet and wear them online was that Jackson State flipped. What's his name? Travis Hunter. Thank you. I kept wanting to say that was his last name. From Florida State, the number 1 or number 2, depending on where you look, player in the 2022 class from Florida State to Jackson State to play for Dion. Thoughts?
Man, it's a shame, man. These kids, just millions of dollars. I'm sorry. There were so many bad tweets.
Jeez.
This year is just unlike anything we've ever seen in college recruiting, right? I mean, with the whole NIL money being thrown around, and obviously this kid, I saw a number that was like 1.5 million or something, or maybe it was like multiple millions. I'm not sure. It was a Barstool deal. Of course, Dion works at Barstool, I guess.
Which is still so strange to me.
And I didn't realize that was still happening.
He still does a show with Barstool. And so Penn National Gaming was behind the NIL deal with this kid.
Now, Dion came out today to say that's not true, but Dion also said that kids were like going to class at Prime Academy.
Thank you for bringing that up. It needs to be said. People don't talk about Prime Prep enough.
Oh yeah, Prime Prep, not Prime Academy. I'm glad that it's happened, but what I don't have any time for are the tweets from people like Mac Engel, Mac Engel's a longtime sports writer in Fort Worth, where TCU is. Good old guy, if you will, wrote a huge article editorial basically saying that Deion Sanders is wrong for TCU. Big block letters, I believe front page of sports page for Fort Worth Star Telegram, maybe for the whole paper, whenever Deion interviewed at TCU, because now transferring but hasn't signed anywhere, running back Zach Evans, number 2 running back in the nation, or number 1 running back, number 2 player behind Quinn Ewers. Well, I guess it would have been Quinn Ewers, whoever, a couple years ago, wanted Deion. So they interviewed him. Matt Kingle said, wrong guy, absolute wrong guy. Stands for everything TCU doesn't. So then he sees this yesterday. Matt Kingle's like, this is why I said that he should stay at Jackson State. His impact on HBCUs are Eddie Robinson level. Eddie Robinson being legendary Grambling coach whose birthday happened to also be yesterday. But still, like this whole like, you should stay where they need you more. And this is where your impact could be felt, but definitely not here at TCU, was a little bit of a fucking strange taste. So as I would always say, kind of like Newey Scruggs, fuck Matt Kingle. Less Newey. I don't really mean it to Newey. Emotions were raw. Matt Kingle, fuck him.
Can I just say that Deion probably wouldn't have worked at TCU?
Definitely wouldn't. It would have been terrible.
Okay, just want to.
But I mean it for 2 different reasons.
I know you got to the same place. You just had different reasoning. That's okay.
Mike wasn't wrong. He just was wrong for saying it.
Oh man!
And then A&M did numbers. They've got like
A&M.
8 guys in the top like 100.
My God, they have like 4 or 5 stars and like a chance to land. I don't know, like 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable class. I'm happy with the Texas class, man. Considering the year they had, it's going to finish like top 5 to 7 range, I think.
Yep.
Might land another 5-star. That doesn't even include the Quinn Ewers transfer situation. So I guess Sark can recruit. Of course, it helps to have the NIL money behind them.
Yeah, that's one thing that as I was looking at the ratings yesterday, or rankings, I should say, they kept ranking Texas 5th, but saying they only had 1 like top whatever 100 kid. But obviously, if Quinn Ewers was in there, they'd been like 3rd behind like A&M, Bama, Georgia, 4th, whatever. They would have been a little bit higher.
They flipped like a top 75 defensive back from Ohio State. I think they got a chance to land a couple more guys before it's all said and done. But
they got a guy from Oklahoma.
Pleased with it, man.
Yeah, they flipped an Oklahoma guy, a Michigan guy, and Ohio State guy, which is big time.
That's right. Yeah, it is.
Baylor got a 4-star receiver out of Louisville, home of the Fighting Farmers.
I remember when they were 4-star.
Saw that. Man, I got sucked back into recruiting again this year for the first time in like 8 years. It's been kind of fun.
I enjoy it. I just have to stop shy of being like devastated at the decisions of teenagers who like have yet to play a down for a team.
May not pan out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's not worth like beating things up about, but at the same time, it is a referendum, I would say, on like the quality of your coaching staff. Like I would say it reflects something about Spavital. It reflects something positive about what's going on at Texas. So
you think it's an unfair advantage that A&M has all that NIL money from the private military that they have on campus? They've got the Blackwater Cadets.
Funny enough, they're not actually military. I know they might not tell you that explicitly, but not actually military.
No affiliation.
No affiliation at all. But I think that's a perfect segue. While Jackson Mahomes probably deserves attention, we're pressed for time, and I will never skip an opportunity to talk shit about A&M. So with that said, if anyone was following along on Twitter recently, Dylan had some strong opinions about what does and doesn't go in coffee. And then there was one gentleman who thought to object to that mindset. A good friend of mine, former Texas A&M Aggie, roomed with Reggie McNeil, one Brick. Let's bring him to the show. Hold, please. There we go. Brick, what's happening?
David, KJ, Dylan. How's it going?
What's up, Brick?
What's going on?
Brick, go ahead.
I didn't know you roomed with Reggie McNeil. I know nothing about you other than that you're the manliest man on Twitter. How do you know these guys?
Yeah, man, I just met them. I was in the College Station I played football my freshman year, and then went to A&M, and then Francione kicked all walk-ons off without even stepping foot on the playing field. So I met him when I was like that spring, but when Francione came on campus and kicked all of RC Slocum's walk-ons off.
How do you know KJ?
Through Jake Kemp, the Blowout
Okay.
Network, the Ticket fame.
Very popular around these parts.
Yes, he's decent guy. Check him out. Follow him.
So Brick, I will say the reason that he somehow has a better connection than Landry did, even though you're probably 50 miles from a Walmart in rural Texas somewhere.
Yeah, about 50 miles from a Walmart. Yeah, that's about right. Probably about 42 miles from Madisonville. So, yeah.
They just don't own creamer anywhere in that part of Texas. So at
You
least
know,
live by it.
you make your monthly trip into town. You know, creamer's nowhere on that list.
Creamer's not on the shopping list.
No,
huh?
we're it's survival out here.
How many goats would you have to barter to get some creamer?
I mean, you'd have to go like to Austin to find creamer. There's no creamer east of I-35.
The Walmart nearest you they don't even carry creamer.
No, There's just coffee. It's just coffee and then like tile grout. Yeah,
tile grout and coffee beans. That's it.
Yeah, and chicken wire.
Well, there's another claim to fame that Brick has, and I'm glad that we have him on because this may prevent one member of our podcast here of siphoning picks from a noted source. Brick, would you say that you have any sort of a gambling issue when it comes to sports?
What do you mean? Like opposed to it? Like no, it's we're having fun on sports betting. Let me tell you that.
Well, we've tried over and over and over to get people who know nothing about sports picking games, and they've continued to absolute stomp the shit out of us. So I figured,
let's continue that.
Why not go to the one guy who's been on a heater for half the season?
I do about that heater. Would you guys like to solve a riddle?
Okay.
What does Green Bay, Seattle money line, Dallas 6.5, Cleveland money line, Tennessee 8.5, Jeff Neal, Sean O'Malley, Ryan Hall, Kai Kara France, Josh Emmett, Ty Tuivasa, and Charles Oliveira have all in common?
Is this your parlay last week?
12 pick, $60. It's a plus $78,000 parlay.
Okay. We don't need to know your units.
Go buy some guy talking stacks.
You know.
So you know what? It's about time we had somebody on here
brought
talking
another
about
guest on to tank. You brought a wagon on. Let me tell you.
I cannot wait. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
All right. Well, let's jump in and run through these rather quickly before this game.
Can I give a shout out to our good friends at DraftKings?
Oh, please do. Thank you.
Because lads, tis the season of giving, and the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a Christmas present you won't regift. New customers can bet just $5 on any of the 4 NFL teams playing on Christmas and win $150 in free bets if they're victorious. Why not win some green and put a little extra jingle in your pocket, huh? If the sportsbook isn't available in your state, your Christmas can still be merry. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes with DraftKings daily fantasy football contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WASHED. Bet just $5 on any NFL team to win on Christmas Day and win $150 in free bets if they're victorious. That's promo code WASHED this Christmas at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and a $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, seriously? So gross.
Dip picks. Everybody should know by now, we're absolutely getting our ass whooped by the guest spot. I did not realize to what degree I was behind. I'm now 20 points back from the guests. All picks count 1, except for big boy stacks will count for 3. Let's start off with tonight's game before it kicks off. Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers +3. David.
I'm riding with Pat Mahomes. He's going to block out the haters. He's doing this one for Jackson. Let's go. Let's do some TikToks. Let's play around.
Ooh, I like the Chargers. I don't feel great about it, but I like the Chargers here.
Bless you.
Thank you. Hopefully I hit mute properly. I'm riding with Shane Buechele. Give me Kansas City. Rick.
I've got Patty indoors. Chargers are due for a stinker. 7-1 against the spread in Los Angeles, and their defense 11 points per game. Chiefs.
All right. Now, games that I picked to try to throw people off, and they never backfire on me. The Tail Greeter Cure Bowl, which kicks off tomorrow. The bowl season, Northern Illinois plays Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina favored by 11 points. Dylan.
I haven't watched either team play this year, neither have you guys, so don't lie about it. I have Coastal Carolina minus 11 points.
I have seen about 20 minutes worth of Coastal Carolina early in the season before they lost. I'm taking Coastal. Rick.
My notes for this says, fuck this game. So Coastal Carolina hasn't covered in a month and a half. Northern Illinois stinks when they get a lot of points, though. Like, if they're a big underdog, it's probably because they really stink. But Coastal Carolina hasn't really covered a lot all year, so give me the points.
NIU. David.
Man, it's Thursday night. This game is on Saturday.
Tomorrow.
This game is tomorrow.
Friday at 5 p.m.
It's the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl, and everybody knows it's Friday. I'm in love. Give me Coastal Carolina.
Just pull out the Smiths or some shit.
Tail Greeter Cure Bowl.
Okay. The Tail Greeter. Now, Dylan, didn't they used to call you the Tail Greeter?
What? What is a Tail Greeter? What is it? What's going on?
It might be some dope ass like 3D boombox cooler I need to look into.
It's probably a sponsor next year.
The comments are killing me right now, by the way.
The one we've all been waiting for, roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, Saturday at 10 a.m. Western Kentucky, App State. This is the one I warned you about earlier in the week with an over-under 63.5 or 63. Give me Western Kentucky. Rick.
Western Kentucky.
Favored by 3, I should say.
Western Kentucky, they've been covering all year. They're going to unite the community.
Except for when I picked them as a big boy stack against UTSA. David.
Man, Appalachian State has to control the turnovers. If it doesn't start giving the ball up in chunks, it'll be fine with the running game taking over. I think WKU will throw for like 400 yards, but App State's going to run for like 300. It's going to be crazy. That being said, I'll take App State.
All right, Dylan.
I've always said when there's a URL in the name of a bowl game, you always take the underdog. I have Western Kentucky.
They just want to improve the SEO. Shout out to the
ridiculous.
Pride of Boone, North Carolina. Definitely not Asheville, as I once said. Now, the one we really were all talking about earlier today, the PUBG New Mexico Bowl, Saturday at 2:30. UAB is playing number 13 BYU. BYU is only favored by 7. Brick, you're up.
BYU is going to party way too hard in New Mexico. They're not going to know how to do New Mexico. UAB is all over this. And plus, UAB's 3-1 as dogs. BYU is 5-5 as favorites.
David.
New Mexico, man. They've never seen this much moisture. I botched that. It's a soaking joke, folks. That being said, as my baby just absolutely loses it. Give me UAB. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. UAB is good against the spread. That much I do know.
Dylan.
This feels like a game that BYU will be disinterested in. I'm taking UAB to surprise here. They cover.
Everyone's favorite bowl season. Give me BYU fade. Now kicking it over to NFL. We do have 2 Saturday NFL games. One of them is Patriots at Colts. The other Raiders Browns. Half the Browns roster is missing, so I had to bump that game. Colts are favored by 2 at home. We are back to David.
Oh God. Hottest team in football getting points. I don't think you can game plan for Jonathan Taylor. I am riding with the Colts in a surprising dub, even though they are favored.
Dylan.
Ooh, I'm going to ride the hot hand of the Patriots on this one. I do think they win the ball game. Pats +2.
I'm going to stick with the Colts at home. Rick.
I'm going with the points. I think Mac Jones is serious, and I think Belichick's probably going to be able to hack the Colts out. He's going to be able to hack that system. The defenses, the good defenses, Belichick slices through.
Got it. Now we have Titans at another team that I can't see. Steelers. Oh, damn near a pick 'em. Steelers at home getting 1 point. I guess it's really saying Titans by 4, but Steelers at home getting 1 point. Who's up? Dylan.
Oh my! The Steelers are just a mess right now. Big Ben, like I said, he needs to be put out to pasture. It's tough watching him play. Titans have not been playing well as well, but I got the Titans. They're gonna win. They're gonna win this game. I got Titans -1.
Give me the Titans as well. Brett.
I've got the Titans. I don't know why this line's so tight because Steelers are shit.
Yeah, I need to double check the COVID standings or stats because over 100 players have tested positive, but I don't think Nashville's had it or the Titans have had it too bad.
They had their little COVID wave earlier in the season.
That is true. David.
I too am running with the Titans.
Don't like this. Packers at Ravens. Packers are favored by 5.5 on the road. I am up first. Give me. I think this is a. I don't think Lamar's playing. Yeah, give me the Packers. Rick.
It's suspect that 5.5. Packers just covered 11-point game. I think we're in for a little bit of a trap here. I'm taking the Ravens.
David.
What do we know? Is Lamar day to day? We don't know. We're not going to know till game time.
Probably so.
Is it COVID or something else?
Ankle.
That's right.
Ankylosing spondylitis.
Needs a bacchiotomy, from what I hear. You like that? Alyssa liked that one. No, I'm right. I like the Ravens at home. I think this is the wounded tiger theory.
Dylan.
I would have picked the Packers here even before I just learned that Lamar's out. So I'm all over Green Bay.
And finally, before Big Boy Stack, Seahawks at Rams. Rams are favored by 5.5 at home. Britt.
I got the Rams. I think they're coming in a stride. They got big win plus some rest. I got the Rams.
David.
The Rams are who we thought they were. I'm riding with the Rams, although the Seahawks did look very impressive against just an all-time bad Texans team last weekend. Just an all-time bad, absolute embarrassment. Jack Easterby should be – you talk about taking out back. Oh, man.
Yeah, bro. Dylan.
I'm also I need a fade guest here, but no, you know what? I've done that enough already. I'm going with the Rams.
I will take Russ Wilson and the COVID outbreak that the Rams are dealing with. Now, Big Boy Stacks. Dylan, you want to start us off?
I've already filled mine in. I think this is the first week that you didn't include a Cowboys game in the regular picks. So I'm hopping back on that wagon. I'm boys -11, a big line. I get it,
Yeah.
but defense is cooking.
That's the only reason I bumped it. I didn't want to have Mike Glennon as the team I needed to be concerned with rooting for.
That
David?
defense is going to feast.
Yeah, that's going to be ugly. David?
Give me the Bengals getting 3 in Denver.
All right. I will stick to the NFL as well. As we all know, the big news we talked about at the onset of the show, the Jaguars are without their head coach, their leader, their one and true leader. Urban Meyer is gone. They are now favored by 3.5 points against the Texans. I think that is a ridiculous decision. Give me the Texans plus 3.5 on the road.
I'm taking a swerve here, UFC. Big swerve. I asked KJ if I could take a UFC. He said as long as it's a dog or a prop on a favorite. So I happened to look, and it's TDC prisoner versus cop in the main event. Derek Lewis, TDC vet, goes against the Houston police officer Chris Dukakis. Do something. Do gonna get hit. Derek Lewis plus 115. And if you really need to pay some bills, 2-pick Macy Chase on plus 145. Derek Lewis plus 115. Put that a $500 2-pick in.
Eric, my balls are hot. Lewis is the big boy stack. Brick, I appreciate you joining us. We cut
Thanks, Brick.
Can't wait to go 0-8. It's going to be beautiful.
Brick, any words for the people out there? They want to know what's next for Brick in 2021.
We're look for some 24K beef, Akaushi Wagyu beef coming with that special wash media jerky, and I even gonna have some 24K creamer.
I can't wait for that, man.
Let's go.
It's just gonna be sawdust.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you stepping up. Hopefully your picks are terrible. It would be really great for the balance of my vehicle to not have truck nuts on them.
Well,
Thanks, Brick.
I know you're closing the house, but I might need to borrow money if they are terrible.
Later. Let's get out of here.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.